Hello, welcome to English for Everyone, where we practice real-life American English. Today we're going to practice with some great vocabulary, so let's get started. Today we're practicing with this vocabulary: 5 o'clock shadow, stubble, and peach fuzz. They all mean about the same thing, but they're a little different. Let's take a closer look. The first is 5 o'clock shadow. Sometimes it's countable, and you say a 5 o'clock shadow, and sometimes it's not. Sometimes we say a little 5 o'clock shadow. Let's hear some examples.
A little 5 o'clock shadow, perhaps, but nothing that would turn the jury against me. Do you think?
5 o'clock shadow. Did you shave?
Looks like 10-year-old Peter got a 5 o'clock shadow.
5 o'clock shadow. The last thing I remember was shaving.
You all saw the picture, right? She had a 5 o'clock shadow, an Adam's apple, and a Semper Fi tattoo.
Example: he has a 5 o'clock shadow. He has a little hair on his face. He needs to shave. It's more common to say a 5 o'clock shadow, but we hear both. Let's practice. Does he have a 5 o'clock shadow? That's right, he has a 5 o'clock shadow. Let's practice. Does he need to shave? That's right, he needs to shave. This is also a shadow. In this case, shadow is always countable. When you talk about this, you always say a shadow. Let's practice. Is this a shadow? That's right, this is a shadow. Another word we use to describe a little hair is stubble. But we can use stubble both on the head or on the face. And stubble is never countable. He has some stubble on his head, or he has some stubble on his face. Pronunciation, use the short like cup and up. Stubble, stubble. Put the stress on the first syllable.
By the way, really liking the stubble, Doc.
So they shaved his head, and now the stubble's growing in hot.
Who calls himself father? Brown eyes, a little bit of stubble.
You know, and then the cartoons with the stubble and the jowls.
Buzz that little mop top and you let your stubble come in, the ladies will love it.
You have a lot less stubble in person.
Behind the stubble and the too prominent brow and the male pattern baldness, I sensed your feminine longing.
I'm tired of looking at that stubble.
Let's practice. Does he have some stubble on his head? That's right, he has some stubble on his head. So, he has some stubble on his head. Does he need to shave? No, he doesn't need to shave. Maybe he likes it like that. Let's practice. Does he need to shave? That's right, he doesn't need to shave. Maybe he likes it. Let's practice. Does he have some stubble on his face? That's right, he has some stubble on his face. And the last one is peach fuzz. Peach fuzz is also not countable. We do not say a peach fuzz. Some peach fuzz, a little peach fuzz. And it's when you have little hairs growing out of your face when you're a teenager and you first start growing hair on your face. That's called peach fuzz. Like a peach, the fuzz on a peach. It's similar because the hairs are usually soft when they first start growing. Let's hear some examples.
Yeah, he's a peach fuzz kid.
I see your peach fuzz finally grew in.
Brilliant. Johnny Depp with peach fuzz.
Peach fuzz.
Nah, that's man style now.
So example, teenage boys usually have peach fuzz on their face. Let's practice. Do teenage boys usually have peach fuzz on their face? That's right, teenage boys usually have peach fuzz on their face, unless they shave. So remember the three: 5 o'clock shadow, stubble, and peach fuzz. They all mean about the same thing, but they're a little different. Today we're talking about these words. This is chapstick, and this is a chopstick. Chapstick, chopstick. Chapstick, chopstick. Do you hear the difference? Well, let's talk about it. So first, this is chapstick. We use the short ah sound like black cat. Chap, chapstick. This is chapstick. And usually it's not countable. You can say, I need some chapstick. But sometimes it is. Sometimes people say, this is a chapstick, or I have 2 chapsticks. So you'll hear it both ways, countable and not countable. And what is it? Chapstick is something you use if you have chapped lips. These are chapped lips. She has chapped lips, dry and cracked lips. We call them chapped. So she has chapped lips. She needs some chapstick. chapstick will help prevent chapped lips. And chapstick will treat chapped lips. It will help them get better. So chapstick prevents chapped lips. Let's practice. Does chapstick prevent chapped lips? That's right, chapstick prevents chapped lips. Does she have chapped lips? That's right, she has chapped lips. Or I can say her lips are chapped. Let's practice. Are her lips chapped? That's right, her lips are chapped. She needs chapstick. Let's practice. Does she need chapstick? That's right, she needs chapstick. Now let's talk about this. This is a chopstick. We use the short ah sound like hot and stop. Chop. Chopstick. This is a chopstick. But normally you don't have one, you have two. You need two chopsticks to eat. To eat what? Normally people eat Asian food, Chinese food, Thai food. They eat this food with chopsticks. These are chopsticks. Why do they call them chopsticks? You don't chop with them. Chop means to cut into little pieces. But you don't chop with chopsticks. Why do they call them that? I have no idea. But that's what they're called. They're called chopsticks. And I have trouble using chopsticks. I go like this. I do it like this. Maybe I'm not doing it right. Write in the comments if I'm using the chopsticks correctly. I don't think I am. So, I know how to use chopsticks. Maybe I'm doing it wrong. What about you? Do you know how to use chopsticks? Very good. Example, she's eating with chopsticks. Let's practice. Is she eating with chopsticks? That's right, she's eating with chopsticks. Example, these chopsticks are made of bamboo. Bamboo is the material they're made of, so I can say these chopsticks are made of bamboo. Let's practice. What are these chopsticks made of? Are these chopsticks made of bamboo? That's right, these chopsticks are made of bamboo. So remember, chapstick, chopstick. How do you know the difference? The pronunciation is different. Chapstick used the short ah sound like black cat, chapstick. And chopstick used the short ah like hot and stop, chopstick. But also chopsticks come together, so there's an S at the end. These are chopsticks. Normally they're always together, they're always two, so you see an S at the end. That helps. These are chopsticks. Thank you for watching, and if you like this video, subscribe to our channel. And if you want to become a member, click the join button. And we'll see you next time.